10 pivotal moments that altered the course of history and shaped our contemporary world. Number 1. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and outbreak of World War I, June 28, 1914. In 1914, Europe stood on the brink of an explosive conflict fueled by simmering tensions and intense military rivalries. Amidst this volatile atmosphere, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary by a Serbian extremist acted as the catalyst that ignited a chain reaction of war declarations and the enforcement of treaties. Thus began the harrowing saga of the First World War, a catastrophic conflict that spanned 4 years and claimed the lives of countless men and women worldwide. The aftermath of the war brought profound societal transformations. The sacrifices made during the war prompted a shift in attitudes towards women, resulting in increased recognition of their role in society and the attainment of voting rights in many nations. Number 2. Russian Revolution 1917. Ever since the release of Marx's influential Communist Manifesto, several sporadic communist revolutions had erupted in various European countries, yet none had achieved lasting success. However, in October 1917, the world witnessed a seismic shift with the Bolshevik Revolution, guided by the visionary leadership of Lenin. This revolutionary uprising heralded a radical new form of governance that reverberated globally. Driven by his ardent adherence to Marxist principles, Lenin swiftly implemented his vision of a dictatorship of the proletariat. The emergence of Communist Russia created a stark division in the world. To some, it represented a viable alternative to the perceived injustices of capitalism, offering a promise of greater equality and social justice. Conversely, others saw it as a symbol of totalitarianism and the erosion of personal freedoms. The Soviet Union, born from this revolutionary fervor, brought about profound transformations in the lives of the Russian people. It engendered economic growth, but also witnessed an increase in political repression, resulting in a complex and multifaceted legacy. Furthermore, the ideological underpinnings of the Soviet Union fueled the protracted and intense ideological confrontation known as the Cold War. This protracted conflict entrenched an ideological divide between Western democracies and Soviet communism, shaping the course of global politics for an extended period. Number 3. Treaty of Versailles 1919. Following the cataclysmic events of the First World War, American President Woodrow Wilson emerged as a proponent of idealistic change. He championed a visionary agenda encapsulated in his 14 points, which aimed to prevent future wars and foster global harmony. Central to this vision was the establishment of the League of Nations, a forum for international cooperation and conflict resolution. Regrettably, despite Wilson's efforts, the American Senate dealt a significant blow by voting against joining the League of Nations. Meanwhile, France and Britain, deeply scarred by the war, sought reparations from Germany and the defeated powers. Germany found itself under the occupation of French troops until the mid-1920s, with severe limitations imposed on its military capabilities. These restrictions were seen as deeply humiliating by many German army officers, fostering a pervasive sense of betrayal that Adolf Hitler would later exploit to devastating effect. French General Ferdinand Foch prophetically declared, "This is not peace. It is an armistice for 20 years." His words foreshadowed the deep-seated discontent and unresolved tensions that lingered beneath the surface. The Treaty of Versailles and similar agreements arbitrarily redrew the geopolitical map, creating new nations such as Czechoslovakia, Finland, Poland, Latvia, and Yugoslavia. These new entities were often formed from ethnically diverse populations, sowing the seeds of future complications and conflicts. Just 2 decades later, the world would be plunged into yet another harrowing chapter with the rise of Adolf Hitler and his relentless pursuit to restore Germany's lost pride. The echoes of past grievances and the longing for a renewed sense of national identity fueled Hitler's expansionist ambitions, ultimately leading to the outbreak of the Second World War. Number 4. Stock market crashes 1929. In October 1929, the stock market crash on Wall Street marked the beginning of a global economic downturn. The Great Depression ensued, with soaring unemployment and plummeting trade. This widespread poverty fueled the rise of extremist ideologies worldwide. Japan and Germany embraced far-right nationalism, resulting in military expansionism and ultimately the outbreak of World War II. In the United States, the crisis led to the election of FDR and a significant expansion of the federal government as people sought intervention to combat the Depression. Number 5. German invasion of Poland. On September 1, 1939, Hitler's Nazi Germany launched a fateful invasion of Poland, driven by territorial ambitions and a desire to redress the Treaty of Versailles. This act of aggression finally awakened the Allies, with Great Britain and France recognizing Hitler's broader intentions for European dominance. Despite previous appeasements over Austria and Czechoslovakia, Poland became the tipping point, leading to Great Britain's declaration of war on September 3, 1939. Thus began the Second World War, a devastating conflict that claimed the lives of approximately 50 million people. What is often overlooked is the secret Nazi-Soviet pact, which saw the Soviet Union also occupying parts of Poland concurrently with Germany's invasion. Number 6. Operation Barbarossa, 1941. On June 22, 1941, a momentous event unfolded as Nazi Germany launched a devastating assault on the Soviet Union. The surprise attack left Stalin in disbelief, as the two nations had signed a non-aggression pact in 1939. Initially, the invasion progressed triumphantly, with German forces nearing Moscow by the end of 1941. This invasion marked a pivotal moment, drawing the Soviet Union into the global conflict and forcing Germany to contend with a two-front war. The ensuing battles were marked by immense human suffering, with millions of lives lost among both military personnel and civilians. Ultimately, the invasion transformed the Soviet Union into a formidable power and set the stage for its aspirations to liberate Eastern Europe. Number 7. Bombing of Hiroshima. August 6, 1945 marked a fateful day that forever changed the course of history. The United States unleashed devastating atomic bombs upon the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The unimaginable destruction inflicted upon these cities finally compelled Japan to surrender, putting an end to a grueling and costly Pacific War. The use of atomic bombs, once inconceivable, expedited the Japanese surrender and carried implications far beyond the conclusion of World War II. It served as a grim reminder of the immense devastation that a potential Third World War could unleash. Even today, the legacy of Hiroshima lingers, casting a shadow of nuclear threat over the world. Number 8. Formation of the United Nations. On October 24, 1945, a significant milestone in global governance was reached as the United Nations came into existence. With the noble purpose of preventing warfare and fostering international cooperation, the UN embarked on a mission to alleviate poverty, uphold the principles of international law, and safeguard the environment. While the UN has faced limitations in its ability to halt aggression, it remains a vital platform for nations to address critical issues. The UN Charter stands as a beacon, affirming the essential rights and freedoms that belong to all people, irrespective of any distinctions or prejudices. Additionally, the establishment of the International Court of Justice in The Hague marked a historic achievement in promoting justice on an international scale. Over the years, the UN has played a crucial role in global humanitarian endeavors, including notable successes like the Global Smallpox Eradication Program. Number 9. COVID-19 Pandemic 2020. In the late months of 2019 and early 2020, China faced the emergence of a novel virus known as COVID-19. With a fatality rate ranging from 1 to 4%, the virus quickly spread with alarming speed. By March 2020, Italy took the unprecedented step of implementing a nationwide lockdown in an attempt to curb the rapid escalation of the virus. This set off a chain reaction of global lockdown measures, confining people to their homes and bringing businesses to a halt. Despite stringent travel restrictions, the virus managed to reach every corner of the world. The widespread lockdowns had a profound and adverse impact on the global economy, leading to a sharp increase in unemployment and a decline in overall output. Furthermore, it shattered the notion of invincibility that many developed Western countries had held. The long-term consequences of the pandemic remain uncertain, but it is certain to bring about structural changes in the economy and the global power dynamics. Number 10. 9/11 terrorist attacks. On September 11, 2001, the United States faced a series of terrorist attacks that left the nation and the world stunned. While the U.S. had previously encountered acts of terrorism, the audacity and magnitude of these attacks were unparalleled. The tragic loss of nearly 3,000 lives shook the foundations of the country and triggered a significant shift in American foreign policy. This event served as a catalyst for the controversial invasion of Iraq and marked the beginning of a war on terror. Guantanamo Bay became a symbol of this new era, sparking intense debates surrounding the ethics and legitimacy of practices such as torture. Don't forget to like and subscribe to be notified as we explore more interesting stories from the past.